How's everybody doing tonight? Day 7. We don't really have a lot to show for 7 days, but then again, this thing's this kind of smaller. Sorry about that. It's kind of smaller than you'd expect when it's finished. It has like some claws and wings that stick out, but really it's pretty contained. You know, it's like definitely smaller than a grapefruit. Again, other than wings and claws sticking out. Alright. I think it shows page 13. Yeah, I think it was page 13 yesterday, too. We basically didn't make any progress yesterday. We just did one page. I probably could have advanced it to 14, but really just one page was done. So, hopefully we do a little better today. I put on the tweet because now it's like on Rumble, YouTube, and and Twitter. So on Twitter, you have to put out a tweet for people to see it, and I wrote like "fall asleep fast" as the text of the tweet. So hopefully the word gets out that if you want to be bored to sleep, you just turn this on and you should have no problem falling asleep. I've actually tried it myself. I think it's wrong to like listen to myself, but I tested it and it works. I don't know. It's really boring content. I originally got the idea from watching like 30-year-old football games, the announcers, because the football game might be exciting, but if all you can hear is the announcers, it's actually not. Wow, I had the microphone on camera for a second. Sorry about that. That was a little weird. All right, let's see where we are in the instructions. So we have the base, we have the bottom of the bugger, and we have the wings attached to some structure. So this is page, oh, you don't even see it. This is page 24. The scoreboard says page 13, so we're not very far along. Why is that blank? Let's try that again. Wow. Probably should have had it queued up to page 13. Alright, so page 13. Did we finish it? I think we did. Oh, yeah. This screw. I actually have to clip out some time from yesterday's episode. So you can see that screw. It's not even a screw. They call it a copper nail. It's not a screw. It's not threaded. Anyway, the copper nail needed to go through this plastic piece here, and there's a gear underneath with a hole in it, and I had to catch that gear. And I was trying for like 10-15 minutes on the stream, and it wouldn't go in. So I said I'll finish it off the stream and explain tomorrow. So the explanation is I just took off my glasses, put it like real close to my eyes, and that's how I was able to get it in. So you just need to be able to see it. Basically, it's really difficult to see in there. I can just like show you. If you look like maybe at the back end here, you can see there's a gear. Like look between that like V of those two pieces of metal. So you can see there's a gear there, but you really can't see it in that where the nail has to go. But if I got in close and sort of like, I think I used the screwdriver to move the, I'll simulate what I did. So I used the screwdriver to move the gear back and forth, and I used the needle nose pliers to hold the nail, get it lined up, and then once I got it lined up, I switched to my fingers and just pushed it in there. So that's how it was done. I promised to explain it at the beginning of today. I've now explained it. You know how it happened. All right. So post in chat anything you want to talk about, because It doesn't have to be about the puzzle. We can talk about literally anything. All right, so now we're going to move to page 14, which is segment 5, the beginning of segment 5. And what is going on here? It says press the steel shaft with the screwdriver tail. Well, that seems dangerous because that means the screwdriver tip is now pointed at your face. So be careful. All right, so we need to use a P17, two P19s. Is that all we're doing here? And where do those things go? They go through. You know what? They don't go in anything. They're not threading anything. They're just sort of going into the this base here and just kind of waiting. So they're going here, here, and here, I believe is the third one. I'm not really sure. We'll probably be able to, it could be this hole. We'll probably tell by the size of the shaft. But they're not threading anything. Maybe they will. Maybe they're going to go in here for now, and then we're going to put the base on top. You know, there's two holes here, 2 holes here, 2 holes here, 2 holes here, and even 2 holes there. There's a whole bunch of pairs. But somehow they're asking for only one P17. So I'm not really sure where that P17 is going. I mean, you can look at the picture there. Can you tell where it's going? I cannot. I can't tell where the P17 is supposed to go from looking at that picture. But we'll figure it out. It looks like it goes in here, but there's no hole there, so that can't be right. It maybe goes here. Oh, I think I see where it goes. It's like a very hidden hole. I feel like I need a flashlight to even show you this. All right. Look in there. Look in here. It looks like there's something there. And maybe that's where it goes, the piece. I'm actually not sure. It's not a hole. It's like a rectangle shape. So I don't know if that's right. Yeah, I don't know where P17 goes. But let's find it, and maybe looking at it will make sense. So 2 P19s and a P17, that's 3 pieces. That brings us up to 78 pieces. All 3 of those pieces are in bag 4. So let's find bag 4 and look for those pieces. It's always like the bag on the bottom of the pile. There's bag 4. Okay. One more thing, the parts list. Just to find out the millimeters on these. All right, so P19 and P17. So we didn't zoom this in yet. I zoom that in. Okay. I just punched the microphone by accident. All right, P17 is 16 millimeters. P17. It's only 1 millimeter in diameter, which is crazy, but it's 16 millimeters in length. And then P19 is 2 millimeters in diameter, 13 in length. So they're sort of mid-sized. I mean, this one's 40, this one's 10. And the 10 one is also gold. And the 40 one is hexagon. So there's 2 round pieces in here. 2 of them are 13, one of them 16. Those are the 3 pieces we need. Shouldn't be too hard to find. I don't think we need the calipers, just because of the quantities and the lengths should tell us. I don't see a... Okay. I see 2 potential 17. Like, basically, we were told there's 2 19s and 117. And I think what I'm seeing here is 3 19s and 2 17s, but that could be that they just give us extras. So I feel like I'm tempted to get out the calipers and verify the lengths, but there's just no other options. These have to be the right pieces. There's like, if these aren't them, then they didn't give it to us. It's either, this is all we got. Either these are the right pieces or they didn't give us the right pieces. So there you go. So the skinnier one is longer. Does it look like it's only double the diameter? It looks like it's more than double. I don't know if there's some rounding going on, or if they're exactly 1 millimeter and exactly 2 millimeters. All right, I think the 19s are easy. They just go in these corners here. So let's do that. And then the 17, I don't know. I don't know where it goes. I still can't figure that out. But we will figure it out. Ah, okay, here's a view that shows us where the 19 goes. All right, we'll study that in a second. For now, let's get the 17s in. Seventeen's go in the corners. I'll try this second one without the pliers. I thought they would thread those metal pieces, but they don't. All right, let's use the back of the screwdriver like they said to push the piece in. All right. Now, there's a kind of overhead view here, and that tells us where the 17 goes. So if we grab this thing, can we figure out where it goes? Okay. First of all, we should spin it like this to match their picture. And then, where does it go? All right, it's kind of on the side of these two nails, closer to the back one, which indicates this circle here. Actually, yeah, that makes perfect sense because every other circle is in a pairing. That's the only circle that's not in a pairing, so that's where it goes. That circle right there. That's where the P17 is going. So it's a 1 millimeter diameter piece. So it's probably not going to be easy to get it even started, but we must do it. It feels like it's started, but it also fell out. All right. I know they said to use the back end of the screwdriver to get it in there, but I feel like I need to get it started first before doing that. And if I try to press it with my fingers, because it's so thin, it's just going to stab me. All right. I can line it up if I feel it catch and then grab the... All right, I feel it catch. Let me grab it with the pliers. Is it still catching? I can't tell. All right, and then hit it with the... It went in. I can't believe that actually worked. So I lined it up with my fingers. I grabbed it with the needle nose pliers. Sorry, I was off camera. You'll have to just take my word for it. I lined it up with my fingers. I grabbed it with the needle nose pliers. And then I pushed with the screwdriver. And it felt like it went in. So, yeah, I mean, it's in there, right? I know it's tough to see. It's very reflective. But it's in there. And I push it with the back of the screwdriver. Doesn't go any further. So that's it. It's in. After each panel, I'm going to check on the different tabs just to see if anyone put anything in chat. Just to start the conversation, maybe I'll ask, if you're listening, put in chat, what's the most interesting social media post that you saw today? While you're thinking of yours, I'll tell you about mine. It's this guy, Dom Luker, on Twitter. I think that's maybe how you say his name. I'm not really sure. But anyway, he's been posting. He posted about half a dozen of them so far. I'll tell you what they are in a second. Let me just mention here. All right, so it's the same system in the next panel. They've got an overhead view to highlight where they go, and then they've got this other view. So E5, E6, we're putting the claws on, and we're going to use two P28s to sort of screw in the claws. Legs, actually. Legs are made from PVC. Please tighten the screw lightly. All right, so while I'm looking for those pieces, two P28s, E5 and E6, that's 82 pieces. I'll tell you what Dom was posting. So he was posting, it was other people's content that they had uploaded, and they were in hotels, and it was hidden spaces in your hotels. So like some of them kind of look like crawl spaces, some of them kind of look like ways to access plumbing and stuff like that. But then like some of them would go to like an area with seating or an area with a theater. There's pieces 5 and 6. And that was kind of weird. Like what's going on there? Why does that exist? Was it like the hotel was built around a theater? Like what's going on? Maybe. It was pretty weird. So that was like the weirdest post that I saw today. I'm just checking the chat to see if anyone else posted theirs, or maybe you have some ideas on that. Oh, and also the guy said if anyone tells him the hotel and what room, he'll rent the rooms and check it out for himself. So basically, seems like he's making social media his job. Like, I mean, he's saying he's going to go there. I don't know if he's then going to do like a GoFundMe to get the money to go there and rent the room, or if he's going to get paid back by the content, the views. I don't know. Sometimes you get the impression that these people are making tons of money. Like, for example, on YouTube, Mr. Beast, he'll like go to Africa and build a bunch of like wells, like basically doing something that the government would normally do. So like YouTube pays for that. Like what he makes on YouTube not only pays for the salary of himself and his cast and crew, but enough to like drive around or fly to another country and start building wells. I mean, I kind of was like, I don't know. A lot of social media is like that. It's like they seem to be spending a lot of money like real production companies spend to make like TV shows. Is that, do they premiere them on social media because it's like soft competition, but then later those shows will go to the same syndication as like anything else? Maybe it's easier to get on social media than to get on, traditional avenues. I don't know. But I don't think they're making all that money because, I mean, I've been posting to social media for 17 years. I've yet to make a penny. Now, you might say, well, that's because your content is terrible. Yeah, I mean, maybe it is, but I didn't make a penny in 17 years. I mean, this guy's making enough to, like, build wells in a foreign country. I don't know. Maybe it's, like, a cheaper thing to do than I think, but I mean, how much more do you have to make compared to nothing? I mean, it seems like a difficult operation. we need to study this for a second. All right, so those circles are, they're showing it behind this. It's again unclear to me. Oh, okay, I think I see it. It's this really crowded area here. So, is that the best? Is that the clearest image we can get? Yeah, apparently it is. That's worse. Okay, so this section here is very crowded, right? It's this one. That's where it goes. And then on the other side, it's not as crowded, but it goes here. There's two here. All right, so which direction do the screws go? The screws go in from the top, and they hook onto the legs. So, do I put the screw in first, or do I put the leg in place first? I don't know. Let's try getting the screw in here. I'm not even sure I could hit the location. There's like 3 holes right next to each other. All right, the screw's going in. I guess I should get the leg ready. Where the hell's the screw? Oh, there it is. Okay. So then the leg goes on the bottom. Is there a spot where it goes? Yes. It's a very easy spot to put this leg in, but somehow I dropped the leg on the floor. Give me a second to find it. All right. Man, I just flung that leg. I did not intend to, but that's what happened. All right, there's like a notch on this piece. So where does the notch go? Like this? I think that's it. I can't tell if that's going in or not. It's not. It's not going in. All right, I turned it upside down and the screw didn't fall out. That's a good sign. All right, let's try again. Oh my goodness, the screw from yesterday, did that fall out when I went upside down? Remember the one I did off camera because it was so difficult? Well, that might have fell out when I was just upside down. It probably did because this thing also got like messed up. It's supposed to be a V, and now they're both on the same side. All right, let's get that back to a V. All right, is that screw in the gear now? I don't think it is. It is. It's working. I'm turning the gear and the screw is moving, so I'm assuming that it's still in the place. All right, let's try moving the nail and see if the gear moves. Yeah, it does. All right, so that didn't fall out, but next time I'm going to put my finger on it before I flip it over because that would have been really annoying if it had fallen out. All right. I still don't know how to get this notch in. All right, the screw is way up there. So the notch is there too. I can't see it. I can't tell how to get this in. All right, it feels like it's in. All right, I'm going to screw it in now. I don't think it's going in. Yeah, that's not going in. I don't know if the screw is like in the way and I should start backing the screw out, or if this leg is just not where it's supposed to be. Yeah. I feel like it was more productive when we were talking about those hotels. Yeah. So for how many reasons would hotels have hidden like corridors behind the walls? To get to the plumbing, to get to electric and HVAC. How about to like move, I don't know, would you move food through hidden tunnels like they used to have dumbwaiters in the day? I don't know. Well, like it's just a hotel room, right? And apparently those hotels, some of them had been charged with not exactly human trafficking, but like negligence with regard to human trafficking, meaning like someone trafficked people through there and they didn't catch them and they should have. All right, that screw is all the way in. I think I have to back it out because this obviously didn't catch. All right. It's all the way in, but it didn't catch the leg. So I think we're going to pull it all the way out and we're going to put the leg in first. So it was like a mistake to start screwing before the leg was in. The leg needs to be in place first and then you can start screwing the screw. All right. Let's try again. I'm going to take that screw completely out if I can. I mean, I'm turning it and nothing's happening. So I feel like it's not going to come out. Which means it's stripped. So how do I get the leg on? Well, the leg isn't stripped. So I could just yank that screw out, line up the leg, and then put it back in. All right, let's try it now. I have my, that definitely feels in. But when I tilt it, it's like curved, makes it tricky. And I have to hold in that copper nail. I don't want that to come out. That's like more problem if that comes out. All right, I think I got it lined up. Let's try to screw it in again. Well, it's not pushing out, but I don't know if it's holding either. It is holding. All right. So did that work? All right, it worked. All right, for the next one, I'm putting it in first and the screw second because that was like impossible. All right, so that's in. And now we got to get the screw in. The screw is magnetic, so it kind of holds on to the screwdriver. All right, let's get that in. All right, it's lined up. I think it's lined up. It's not, again, it's not pushing out. So it's probably in. Yep, we did it. We got these two legs on. I don't know. I don't know what I'm so proud of. I screwed two legs on a stupid plastic Beetle. All right, well, anyway, at least I didn't, like, poop my pants or something. That would be, like, really bad. So we screwed two legs onto a Beetle. That's what's next here. Legs are made of PV. What are we doing more? Screwing more legs on? E5 and E6. Yeah, same instructions as before. Legs are made from PVC. Please tighten screw lightly. There's another close-up which shows us where they go. So that's like a little further down this time. Where is that? It's okay, I think it's those two. There's like, I think so anyway. Here and here. Does that look right? Yeah, it's like they're on the sides of this box. No, those ones are on the sides of the box. You know what? There's a very easy way to figure this out. Flip it over. Yeah, there we go. You have to line up the legs. So it's definitely here and here because the legs are there and there. Oh, man. That took way too long to figure out. It should have been much simpler. All right, so the legs we need now are E4 and E3. And, of course, we need 2 more P28s from bag 6. So that's 86 total pieces. We're moving from 82 to 86. All right, so let's clip out the legs. What are they, 3 and 4? All right, 3 and 4. And by the way, 1 and 2 were also legs. We're probably going to finish this E sheet. All this E sheet had was 6 legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And those are literally the number tags. They just go right in order. It's like a half box of donuts from Timmy Hortons or something. Just very simple sheet. You know, I'm trying to think what to call these sheets because I don't want to call them boards because that's a homophone of board. Like BOARD is like a homophone of BORED. Even though this is trying to be a boring show, I'm not sure I want to keep saying board. And then I don't want to keep saying sheet because it sounds like shit. But I don't know what else to call these. Like segments. Just say E without saying board or sheet or segment or holder. It holds the pieces before you apply them. Reservoir. No, that's only for water. I don't know. I don't know what to call them. All right, we need 2 more P28s. And we're going to put another set of legs on. All right, 2 more screws. I accidentally pulled out a washer while I was in there. All right, so we're going to line up the leg first. Does this leg point frontward or backward? It should point the same direction as the first set of legs. So like these first set point in this direction, so we're going to do the same thing with these. That's my understanding anyway. They again have a groove, so we line up the groove. Yeah, this is definitely the way to go. Put the leg in first and the screw second. Put the screw first. It's going to take you 10 minutes and it's probably not going to work. If you put in the leg first, it's going to take 10 seconds and it's going to work. So put the leg in first. There we go. That's it. Seems like that one, the screw didn't go all the way in. But I don't think it's a big deal. I haven't been paying much attention to this copper nail. It looks like it's still in place, but I should have been more careful. Oops. What screen was I on? Oh, Twitter. YouTube and Rumble don't time out, but Twitter does for some reason. It doesn't time out for the viewer, but the screen goes dark. Like it keeps playing. All right. I tried to do it by touch. It didn't work, so I'm flipping it over. There we go. It's in. When I flip it over, I hold that copper nail from yesterday in place because I'm worried of that coming out. All right, so I'm holding that leg on. I need to screw it in. What's your feeling on magnetic screwdrivers? Do you like them? I'm not sure. They seem to like twist the screw to the side rather than staying on the top, but maybe if it wasn't magnetic, it wouldn't stay on the top either. So maybe the fact that it's sometimes wrong is just something that goes with it being sometimes right. Try again. The screw keeps going sideways. That magnetic issue that I was talking about. And then when I try to get it in there, it's like my thumb is blocking my vision or blocking the light. All right, it took a few attempts, but I think I got it. Are these screws all tight? I think this last one I put in is not tight. At least it's not as tight as the others. Yeah, there was a little wiggle there. Now it looks better. All right, so we added 4 legs. What do you think we're going to do next? Add legs E1 and E2? Let's take a look here. What do you know? We're adding legs E1 and E2 they're going to face the opposite direction. And to give you a close-up, they're going to go right next to those nails that we were talking about. The copper nail we've been talking about all show. That's right there in the middle of the screen, and we're going to be adding these legs right behind the copper nail. Legs are made from PVC. Please tighten the screw tightly. Pieces E1, E2, and 2 P28s. That's 4 pieces. We're up to 90 pieces. Wow, we're on day 7 and we're not up to 100 pieces yet. So pieces definitely go very slow in this Stag Beetle world. I mean, there's so many tiny screws to deal with. You got to nip out all of the pieces. It goes slow. All right, I think this board, sheet, segment, presenter, holder, whatever you want to call it, this piece of plastic is done. There were just 6 legs there, and now this is garbage. Recycle, technically. Oh, sorry. It wasn't on the screen. This board, this E-board, or E-sheet, whatever you want to call it, it's empty now. It just had the 6 legs. So there's the 2 new legs. They're going to point like opposite direction of the previous ones, like that. They're going to go in right behind that copper nail. And once again, we need 2 of the P28 screws. We're dealing with them a lot tonight. Anyone do anything interesting today? I was carrying furniture up 2 flights of stairs for 90 minutes. I guess that was my workout for the day. I was helping at my wife's church. We both go to each other's churches, so we spend like all Sunday in church. But anyway, today we were moving stuff from a U-Haul into the church, and it was like, I mean, it was a good workout. My shirt, not only my shirt, but the hoodie on top of my shirt was completely soaked by the time we were done. I think it was 97 minutes to unload the truck. There wasn't, we could have used a couple more people. And as I said, it was up 2 flights of stairs, and it was a lot of heavy pieces, like wooden 8-foot tall, 4-foot wide structures. It was not an easy job, but we got it done. All right, let's get this screw in. It's going to be tough because those posts we put in, it's like a very busy area. I don't think my finger is going to fit in that area, and I need it to, because until I start the screw, my finger is like holding it to the screwdriver until it gets started. But it's not going to fit in there. So how are we going to get this started? Well, we can hope for it like just staying perfectly on the screw. But is that realistic? Let's try that for the first attempt. Just try to be perfect. Seems unlikely, but... Oh. See the magnetics, it twisted it. I feel like without the magnetics, that would have worked. Well, without the magnetics, it wouldn't have stayed stuck to the screwdriver. So it's good and it's bad. I feel like I want to go in with the magnetics and then deactivate them. If it was electromagnetic, I could press a button and it would stop being magnetic once it got in place. I think I got it. Let's see if that leg stays on. Yeah, that's it. So you probably couldn't see it. My hand was blocking it, but that's the screw we just drove in, and it holds that back leg in place. So we're going to do the same thing with the other one. I'm going to line it up first, put the screw in second. Why am I seeing 3 screws here? Does that mean that the copper nail came out? Or does it travel that far? Maybe it travels that far. You see 3 copper nails in there? You need the close-up. So that's the copper nail we put in yesterday. That one was also yesterday, and there's one in the gear. We were seeing 2 all night, now we're seeing 3. But this moves, and it's possible, yeah, that's what happened. It just traveled. I was in panic mode there for a second, thinking that it had come undone, but it just had, apparently that's just a feature. That's just something that it can do. All right, let's hold on to the screw again and put on the last leg. We're really milking these legs for all they're worth. All right. And actually, they're not worth anything. Is that the one we're going for in the middle there? It's gotta be. Well, let's try this. Get this screw in and move on with our lives. The screw just went flying. Oh, there it is. Okay. Feels like it's going in. Let's see if we can see this. You see that screw in there? I'm not sure if it's on or not. Definitely can't see with my eyes. I'm checking the camera, but my hands block it. Well, if it stops going in and if the leg stays on, then I guess it's correct. So we're at the I guess it's correct phase. I'm not going to push my luck beyond 2 more rotations. All right, so there we go. So we put all the legs on. I think that's all we're going to do for today. What do you think? Let's see what's next. Maybe we could go a little further. No, I'm not feeling like it. So tomorrow I'll do at least 2 pages. I promise. It'll be a Friday night. And it'll be a Friday night that I didn't just spend 97 minutes carrying furniture up 2 flights of stairs. I'm just checking the comments. Okay. If there were any questions, I would answer them, but there's not. So I'm John Rapp. This is Just Rest Your Eyes. Good night, and see you tomorrow.